Okay, so far we implemented only two functions. So here the third function is getting all available letters. Next, implement the function getting get available letters that takes in one parameter, a list of words, which is letters gust. This function returns a string that is comprised of lowercase English letters or lowercase English letters that are not in letters gust. This function should return the letters in alphabetical order. For this function, you may assume that all the letters in letters gust are lowercase. You might consider using string dot ASCII lower, which is a string comprised of all lowercase letters. Okay, so it says that we have to implement this function, get available letters. This function, it have one. It has only one input, letters gust, which is a list of letters. So the output should be another. Output should be a string. Okay, and that string comprised of all English letters, alphabetic letters in lowercase, which is not present in our list letters gust. Okay. Okay. For getting all English alphabet in lowercase, we can use this method. This method. Okay, I'm copying this. So what we have to do? So all letters. This will give all English alphabet in lowercase. Next, we have to remove. Uh, Let me check whether it is printing or not. All letters, I think this all letters is in string itself. Okay. So we already what was the function? Get available letters. Get available letters. Input is let's give this as input. So output should be all English alphabets. Yes, all English alphabets. Here we can see. Next we have to remove the letters which is present in letters gust list. So for that we are iterating this letters gust list and if or let sorry if letter letter in or letter, that specific letter which is present in this list is in all letters, which is a string containing all alphabets in lowercase. So I am just assuming that this letters gust, which is list of letters, is in lowercase. I'm assuming that scene. Then we have to replace that. So let us, I am not sure about replace function. I think okay, let go through self old new. Okay, okay. Old letters new. Replace. I think this is the format. What I'm doing is if that letter, I'm replacing that letter with an empty space, essentially that letter will be uh, removed. Then we print all letters. I think it should be work. It will work. Let me check. It's not working. Is the syntax like this? No, it's not working. If letter in all letters, if it's not working. So we have to search. What do you have to search? Replace a character in a string. I keep on forgetting to add in Python. Replace function. String dot replace. Okay. Replace R with E. Replace R. The function is okay. The problem is this gives another string. We have to save that string in all letters. That's the problem. Simple mistakes. What's this? No. The format is like this. First the letter we have to replace, and next to what string you have to replace. So I am replacing this letter with an empty. It will work. It worked. A B C D E F is missing. Let me check that F is in this list. Yes, F is in this list. So F will be removed, I will be removed, no I. K will be removed, no K. R will be removed, S will be removed, P, Q, R, S both are removed. Q will be removed, yes, Q is removed. That's it. It's working fine. So we need to return that. Not print. We have to return. Okay, now yeah, it will work. Last check. I'm printing the returned string. It's working. Now what? We implemented 3 functions. Now we come to Hangman part 2, the game. Now that you have built some useful functions, yes, you can turn to implementing the function Hangman, which takes one parameter, the secret word the user is to guess. And next we have to implement the main function, the Hangman function. Where is the Hangman? Yes, this function. Okay, we're going to implement this function, which takes one parameter, the secret word the user is to guess. Initially you can and should manually set this secret word when you run this function. This will make it easier to test your code. They're telling like now we are going to call this Hangman function. So first instead of randomly selecting one word from the word list, we have to give a string hard-coded. This is for our best because we know the secret word, so if an error occurs we can troubleshoot that. So we are calling that function hangman. Instead of secret word, what we are giving? Secret word. What is that secret word? Apple. If all this works fine, then we can uncomment these two. Here that secret word is chosen from the word list and give that random word to hangman. Here I am hard coding that word to apple, then giving to hangman function. So far so good. But in the end, okay. Calling the hangman function starts up an interactive game of hangman between the user and the computer. In designing your code, be sure you take advantage of the three helper functions: word guest, get guest word, and get available letters that you have defined in the previous part. Below are the game requirement broken down in different categories. Make sure your implementation fits all the game requirements. First one, the computer must select a word at random from the list of the available words that was provided in words.txt. The functions for loading the word list and selecting the random word have already been provided for you in the hangman.py. Uh, the These two functions is already implemented in this file, that is load method, uh, loading all words from this words.txt file and choosing a random one. These two functions are already implemented. uh, we will use that functions at last. If everything work fine, then we will randomly select a word. Next one, user starts with the 6 guesses. User will get 6 guesses. At the start of the game, let the user know how many letters the computer's word contains and how many guesses she or he starts with. The computer keeps tracks of all the letters the user has not guessed so far, and before each turn shows the user the remaining letters. So the game will start like this: welcome to hangman, and this one I'm thinking of a letter for to slow. Okay, then series of underscores, sorry, series of dashes, then you have 6 left available letters. So let's implement till this. For that, this is a game, so user keep on interacting with the computer. So first of all, I will create a loop, an infinite loop, which is very easy to create, which is like this: while true. It will give a infinite loop. So okay, before that we have to print this welcome message. So before that, okay, um, print this welcome message. What is the welcome message? Welcome to the game hangman. Okay, welcome to the game hangman. Next is what? Print I am thinking of a word that is 4 letters long. I am thinking of a word, but this 4 must be based on the number must be based on the length of secret word. So instead of hard coding 4, every word may not be a 4 letter word, so this will be based on our length of secret word. Length of secret word. Next is what? Next is this one. So we are printing printing dashes like this. So this is the introductory message. Let me check whether that works fine. Yes, I'm giving apple as secret word, so the length will be 5. Loading, yes, welcome to the Hangman. 5 letters long, so it's working fine. Next is what? Next, you have 6 guests left available letters. Okay, so I am going to create a variable called guesses left. Guesses left. Guesses left. Why I give this guesses left will be an integer, and at first user have 6 guesses. Okay, so I'll print that here. Instead of directly giving 6, I will turn the string to a formatted string and guesses left. And pass this value here. Okay, then available letters. Available letters. So we'll print for getting available letters. You'll go to what function? What function? Get available letters function. Get available letters function. We must give list of letters. At first we don't have any, so give a blank list. Let me check that whether it is working fine. Yes, 5 letter. Okay. Now what? Now comes user computer interaction. Okay, the game must be interactive and flow as follows. Okay, before each guess you should display to the user remind the user of how many guesses he or she has left after each guess, all the letters the user has not yet guessed. Okay, ask the user to supply one guess at a time. Okay, look at the user input requirements below to see what types of input you can expect from the user. Immediately after each guesses, the user should be told whether the letter is in uh, computer's word. After each guess, you should also display to the user the computer's word which guessed. Okay, I think we can go to example. That's where it's so for after this first 6 guesses are left for every user. So at first all letters available letters are all English alphabet letters. At first user select one letter. This is a user input A. Then if that letter is in uh, that word, it shows that letter, and all other letters will be underscore. Then user will get another chance. User will get another guess another letter. Here we can notice that the first letter A is not in here available letters, because user already guessed that. So user the available letters become all the letters, all the English alphabets except A. Then user gets guess B. Then that letter is not in my word A, not in my word. So Okay, so we have to implement that. Let me try. So my plan is to implement all this in an um, infinite loop. Whenever the game ends, we will break the loop. That's my plan. Okay, so well, true, this will become an infinite loop because true will be true all the time. So at every loop action, at first user will get how many guests left, and user will get this information, available letters information. So these two information will be on top of every loop. So I am just taking these two information from here to to here. Okay, now instead of passing this blank list, I am using a list user. If user correctly guess a letter, then that letter will goes to this list. Correct letters list. Okay. Okay, so at first it will be a blank list, so I pass that here. Correct access list. Then we will ask for user input. Which is guest. We can create another variable here which is guest. Currently guest letter by user. Guest letter. At first it will be a blank one. Then you yes guest yes. Okay. Guest letter will be a input. Input the message. Please enter a letter. Please enter a letter. Okay, let me check that. Okay, it's working fine. It's an it's an infinite loop, so I can keep on. Okay, for getting out of this program, like getting out of this loop, we can simply press command C, sorry, control C, which is an interrupt, so we can escape from this infinite loop. Okay, now what? Now now we have to check whether that letter is in our secret word. For that I am defining a function check letter in word. Input will be secret word. No, input will be a word which is a string, and a letter which is also a string. So I'm giving proper documentation. So what word, it's an input, it's a string. The secret word is secret word. Next is letter, is also string. The letter user guessed returns boolean true if letter present in word, in that word, false true if the letter true if the letter present in that letter. False is understood only, and that we can give as a return. Another, we can also give this string, this if the letter is present, then we can give good guess along with that letter. Okay, for that okay. So if letter in word, then what we have to do, we have to print this message. Print good guess along with that string, this string. Else must print okay. Before this, directly using this letter, we have to convert that letter to lowercase, because user may be entering the letter in uppercase. How to convert uppercase to lowercase? Convert uppercase string to lowercase string in Python. Dot lower why it's not auto completing, I don't know. Just print good guess. Oops. Check letter in word. Check letter in word. What is the letter? Letter is gust letter. First is the secret word. Like first we have to give the secret word. Secret word. Okay, I am guessing A, which is in our secret word. So it should be output should be output should be good guess. Yes, good guess. Next, X, which is not in apple. So it should be oops. That letter is not. So far so good. Next we will continue in our next video.